Hello there, I am Natasha Tony. Welcome to the Content Made Simple and Sustainable series. I am Natasha Tony, content strategist and consultant. I work one-on-one with my clients to help them incorporate sustainable strategies within their business so that they can increase capacity to operate better as solopreneurs, but also become top of mind to the audience that they serve. And I do all of this through organic content marketing strategies. So today I wanted to talk to you about why most solopreneurs get caught up in content creation mode, understanding that content creation sits at the top of the list for so many of us solopreneurs, including myself. And from one solopreneur to the other, I understand the pressure, which we're going to be talking about, around content creation and the stress that can come and the overwhelm that can come from constantly having to update your feed and be present in the social media streets and feel that you have to continuously create content. Before we get into everything, this is the Content Made Simple and Sustainable series. So throughout the whole entire month of October, I will be going through, pretty much different concepts and topics and subjects around content creation, content strategy, and content marketing as it relates to making it both simple and sustainable for us solopreneurs. So with that, this is video 1 of the series. And for the next 3 or so videos, you will be getting content around really making creating content both simple and sustainable for you as a solopreneur, where content creation and content fits at within your business, and really walking away with the strategies to increase the capacity, to increase your consistency, and really just to become top of mind to the audience that you want to serve through your service-based business. So we're kicking things off with why most solopreneurs get caught up in the content creation mode, or get caught up in content creation period. And really, how do we scale back, really get specific and strategic with our content so that we don't have to feel like we're in content creating mode all the time. We did launch our service-based businesses, or our businesses and our brands, for a reason. And while content may feel good, it may feel great, it does not necessarily mean that we have to be in content creation mode all the single time. So I just want to pull up my notes just to make sure that I'm staying on track with things. So in the meantime, as I'm doing this, go ahead and subscribe. Actually, share this out first. That's number 1. Share this out, because I'm quite sure you know a solopreneur, whether that person has an online business or a brick and mortar business, but they're still using, this digital space to market their business. Go ahead and share this out to someone that would definitely benefit from this video, and you for sure stay, watch this video, and definitely go ahead and subscribe. Subscribing will give you the notifications for when I go live again for this series, and you can also revisit my past content series. We just wrapped up the Sustainable Solopreneur series, where we walked you through on sustainable solopreneur strategies, or sustainable strategies that you can implement in your business as a solopreneur. So it wasn't just about content creation, but more so just marketing and, shifting your mindset and tapping into what it's like to operate as a solopreneur. So the Sustainable Solopreneur series we just wrapped up. We're now moving into the Content Made Simple and Sustainable series. So 2 things to do: share this out and also subscribe. So let's get started. My notes are up. Why most solopreneurs get caught up in content creation mode. This will not be a presentation. This will strictly be just the screen. This one slide on the screen. I have my notes. I will be talking with you. This is going to be a discussion. So when it comes to content creation, especially as a solopreneurs, we understand that content typically sits at the top of our list, and for good reasons. For the most part, content is really how we generate awareness around our business, especially in this online space. Content itself has become rather this booming, I wouldn't even call it industry, just this booming topic subject that when it comes to just having a business, are you creating content, and how are you showing up in your content, and the various types of content that you can create to market your business. Content has really become the forefront for a lot of us solopreneurs and business owners, where if we're not creating content, we feel that we are not marketing our business, and we're not showing up as consistently as we can, nor are we serving our clients and or customers, or potential clients and customers, and just our overall audience, which all of that is not necessarily true. So content creation, while it may places at the top of our list, understanding that content plays a part in how we market our business and how we show up. But I really want to just, switch this conversation around content and really what it is and the purpose that it actually serves, and especially for solopreneurs, because when you're doing this all by yourself, you find yourself in content creation mode all the time. I mean, if you're not creating an email, you're creating a reel. If you're not creating a reel, you're trying to do a video. If you're not doing the video, you're trying to write the blog post and the caption and create the actual graphic for it. So you're in Canva or whatever, design app that you use, maybe Adobe or anything of that sort. But you are constantly in this creating mode, constantly in this space where you are creating the next thing to go out to be scheduled and shared on your social media. And even though you can outsource these things, even though you can get someone to do that, you still have to be the person giving the strategic and creative direction for that person to even create the content that you need to be creating or you want to create for your business, right? And where most of us get caught up, especially in this content creation game and this mode, and when it comes to content, is that for many solopreneurs, they get trapped into this idea that their content serves one purpose and one purpose only. And that's not necessarily true. Content itself, at the end of the day, is an awareness generating activity that's really about building perception for your brand. Now that's a breakthrough right there for a lot of us, for a lot of people. Content at the end of the day is a generating awareness activity that builds on the perception for your brand and for your business. So what that means is that the content that you do put out and you create, whether it be the reel, the TikTok, the story, the tweet, the, blog, whatever the piece of content that it is that you're creating, it is an awareness generating piece of content. And it's there to help continuously build on your perception, your brand perception, the way that your brand is being perceived, the way that your business is being perceived by the audience that you're trying to attract and serve and or do serve. So from that standpoint there, you can see why so many people get caught up in content creation mode or creating so much content, because in their mind, if I'm not creating, I'm not generating awareness, I'm not marketing my business, I'm not attracting the clients and the customers, I'm not doing those things, where that's not necessarily the truth. Creating more content doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to draw the awareness, that you're going to attract the audience, that you're going to, build on that brand perception. And I think that's where we're getting, as solopreneurs, we're getting things a little confused on really what the purpose of our content is supposed to be. It's there to provide awareness. It's there to build on our brand perception. Yes. Does that mean that you have to post 55 times a day in order to build on awareness? No. That's where we're getting things confused. Doesn't mean that you have to post on every single platform. No. Just to build brand perception. Absolutely not. In fact, because you are a solopreneur, likely meaning you are just doing this yourself, it is very wise to get strategic on the platforms that's going to help serve you. The reality is that social media itself, the essence of social media, was not designed for business owners. It was not designed for anyone starting a business. Social media platforms and these networks are businesses themselves. They are designed to get people onto those platforms. They are designed to get people to stay on those platforms and to utilize all the features that it has to offer. They are now, I wouldn't even say now, they're starting to understand that there is a level of monetization that can come from having or a level that there's an aspect of that business owners can use their platforms to monetize, and to, get money, off of. But the actual essence of social media itself was not designed to help business owners or people going into businesses, right? It was great for people that are just creators, that were creating, that wanted to stop in the middle of the day and post up a picture or, send a tweet or anything of that sort. But it was never, the intent of what social media was never where it is now. It was not designed, or the focus of it was not around helping business owners. And I think once people understand that, they can actually scale back their efforts and get more strategic on how they incorporate social media in general into their entire marketing mix, into their entire business. So really the sole purpose of your content with that, understanding that one, social media was not necessarily designed for business owners. Two, content itself is an awareness generating activity, and it's just there to build perception. You have to understand that having one purpose for your content is not sustainable. And I say that to say, or just strategic at all. Having one singular purpose for your business for content is not necessarily the way to go. And what that means is that if you are creating content and you are trying to, think that you're about to, reel in so many people from off this one reel, off this one, story, off this one tweet, this viral worthy type of culture, if you think that you're just going to continuously keep putting out content in hopes to finally gain the following, gain the traction that you think is going to happen in your business, I just want you to know that that is not the most strategic way or the strategic route to take in as a solopreneur. That is one key to burning out and to just really, throwing in the towel eventually, because you are so caught up in this viral worthy and is, gaining thousands upon thousands of people, and thinking that if you keep posting at the rate that you're doing, you create content at the rate that you are, people are going to notice your business, and people are going to, want to click the link in your bio or click the link in your whatever bio that you're using on social media, and then they want to book a call with you, and then absolutely not. Or buy your digital products or invest in your service. No. That is not the case whatsoever. And that mindset, that effort right there really leads to burnout. It leads to overwhelm. It leads to frustration because you're not understanding the purpose behind using your content. When it comes to your content, it is about driving business, but not in a sense in what you think that it is. Really your purpose of content is really to start cultivating community and or creating a connection with the audience that you're trying to serve. So you understand creating content is about awareness generating and building perception. It is not throwing every single time you post the fact that you have services to offer. If you are trying to get people to put you top of mind for what you do, you have to tackle this content creation from the lens of how do I then connect with these people and really start to associate or get them to associate with me so that they put me top of mind for the services that I offer. So when it comes time to them invest in something like what I offer, they think of me. So it's about cultivating that community and cultivating that connection, creating and instilling, a form of connection with the audience that you're serving. So you're driving business, but not in the same sense of like, hey, buy, click this link. It's more so connect. How do I connect with you on the level that I need to connect with you in order to learn more about you, in order for you to learn more about me, and for me to become top of mind to you when it comes time for you to invest in the service that I offer or what it is that I do offer, right? So driving business by way of building connection and cultivating community. Another form is creating conversation. What are you discussing in your content that's actually making people stop and say, let me read this, let me engage with whatever she's creating, which ultimately builds connection, will ultimately put you top of mind to that person for the thing that you're trying to do or trying to offer. So, are you creating the right conversations and having the right conversations based off the business that you have, the brand that you are building, and what it is that you're offering, and the community and the audience that you're serving? Are these the conversations that they are looking to have? Are these the conversations that they need to be having? And how do you make sure that, you are creating space for these conversations to happen? And by that, I mean, are you in the spaces that you need to be in to speak to the audience that you need to speak to? Are you creating a content that's going to help you translate and, or that message as effective as possible, right? So there's a lot that goes into it. We're going to dive just a little bit deeper here. So I talked about, creating community and connection, and I talked about creating the right conversations. Content here at the end of the day, content itself does not the point that I'm going to make is content itself does not convert. It leads to a conversion. I'm going to read that again. Content itself does not convert. It leads to a conversion. And I say that to say that most of us think that because we created the content, again, that someone's going to click the link in our bio, someone's going to join the email list just because we said, just because we created that piece of content, someone is going to buy the digital product or the service. You can have an ad, which is something that promotes that singular thing, or as you're creating content, organic, free content, it leads to the conversion that you're trying to make happen. But for you, you have to be strategic in the messaging. It has to be, strategic and making sure that, it is clear, your perspective, your unique perspective is made clear in that piece of content. There's various factors that go into ensuring that it's leading to a conversion, like a sign up to the email list or invest or in your product or services that you have to offer. So are you creating content in a way that's leading to a conversion? And by that, I mean, are you creating content that is speaking to the person that you are trying to attract, that is highlighting the issues that they have, that is providing your unique perspective so you don't sound like everyone else on the internet that offers the same thing, right? And is it really laying out a transformation? So is your content speaking to a transformation? If it's not, if those factors are not included within your content and your content creation, it's likely that content won't lead to a conversion. It's likely that you're going to get people that don't necessarily understand what you do. It's likely that people are going to come across your brand and your business and just keep scrolling, or your content on social media about your brand and business and keep scrolling. It's not speaking to them. It's not speaking to anyone. It doesn't provide a transformation. It's not speaking to a problem, or it's just there. It is just general social media content, and they'll just keep moving and keep it going. So when you understand the purpose of your content, and that it is to drive business, but not the same not the way in which you think so, you would then take content creation or approach content creation a lot differently. Now, the next point that I want to make is that when it comes to content creation, especially for us solopreneurs, it is very important to know what your audience awareness journey looks like. And by this, I mean, are you clear on the journey? Really, this is called a customer journey, but I've shifted the language to say, so customer journey means, what are the specific touch points that a person needs to go through or meet or hit before they make a decision to buy. I shift the language from saying customer journey to saying, instead of saying customer journey, what is your audience awareness journey like? Because at the end of the day, you can't really depict when someone's going to buy, or when someone's going to book a call from you, or when someone's going to invest in the services that you have to offer. You can't really depict that. You can try to lay out and map that out, but ultimately people make decisions when they feel ready, when they're in a space mentally and emotionally to make that decision. So really it's about, how do you make sure that you're top of mind to them when it comes time to actually invest in a product or service like yours. So from that is more so understanding what level of awareness they need to be at to make that empowered decision. So you think about your service-based business, where should people be at when it comes time to invest in the services like yours? What are some things that they're going to be thinking about? What are some things that you're going to be discussing to help educate and inform them, or making that empowered decision, right? So your content should meet them where they are in terms of, hey, here's a problem that you have, and really show up in your content to say how you are a viable solution to the audience that you're trying to serve. So what are the level of awareness? How do you ensure that you're constantly making your audience aware of the fact that this is the problem that you have? And this is the problem that you solve, and this is who you serve, and this is how you do it. This is your unique perspective, right? So I call this the 4 P's of awareness, perspective, problem solve, perspective, problem solve, process, and payout. So more so, what is your unique perspective around what you do? What is the problem that you solve? What is the process that you will likely walk a client through? And what is the payout from doing so? So what is that desirable outcome or transformation that you're going to be, guide them through? Or two, so when you understand the 4 P's of awareness, when you understand, when you have clarity around that, your messaging becomes a lot clearer. The way you show up in your content becomes a lot strategic, because you're like, I am trying to make sure I'm hitting these 4 points so that the person that I am looking to serve or is looking for services like mine puts me top of mind when it comes time to make that decision, right? So are you aware of what that awareness journey looks like? Are they clear? Are you clear? Is your audience clear on your perspective? Are they clear on the process? Are they clear on your, on the payout and the problem that you particularly solve? Are you making it clear? And this is not something that you have to necessarily map out for, say, to say, oh, I'm going to create a piece of content that maps out my process, create the next piece of content that tells people about my unique perspective. This is just generally how you show up overall in your business and the content that you create. So that means that regardless of the piece of content that you're putting out, is it really mapping out those 4 P's that are perspective, that problem, that process, and that payout? Are you shaping people's minds to think of you when it comes time to invest in the services that you offer or the product that you offer, right? And the last point that I want to make here, why most solopreneurs get caught up in content creation mode, is that, they are not clear. Most of us at times are not sure, or we're very indecisive on what it is that we want to be known for or top of mind for. And what I mean by that is that a lot of times we can get very caught up in this idea that, what happens is, for many of us solopreneurs, we launched our brand and our businesses for specific reasons. We either had a personal experience that really, shifted us to launch a business or brand, or we knew that we've been using skills on our job, and those professional skills been developed over the, a certain amount of years. And we've got to a point where, hey, this could be a lot more impactful if I was to do something, if I was to launch a business or a brand and actually, directly impact people through my talents and my skill set, right? So either we likely build or we started from one of those 2 ways. But what happens is, when we're offline, when we're in our heads, when we're laying down at night, or when we're in our space by ourselves, we find ourselves thinking about all the things that we want to do that are meaningful and impactful in the brand and the businesses that we have. We want to, target a certain community. We want to, create a certain project or some type of initiative, and we are striving to do some meaningful work. But what happens is, on offline, we are thinking of those things, and we want to turn that into some good content. We want our content to reflect the things that we're trying to do, the things that we are doing. But yet, the moment we log onto Instagram, the moment we log onto TikTok, the moment we log into Twitter or Facebook or whatever the platform that we're using, we get bombarded with so many images of other people doing things, and they're excelling, and they're showcasing their talents and skill sets. They are producing certain content. They're putting out, they're marketing, they're promoting, they're doing all of these things, and we are getting distracted by all of those things. And then we go offline again. Now we're indecisive. Now we're trying to figure out, is this really what I want to do? This seems to be working. This person seems to be in the industry similar to mine, and they're doing these things, and it seems to be fruitful, and they are, operating in some, in abundance in some way, shape, or form. It's happening for them. It's not happening for me, but these are the things that I want to do. And we're in this constant battle, and we're caught up in this web of, this is what I want to do, but yet this is what I see online. And then we end up creating content that absolutely does not reflect who we are, where we're going, the impact that we want to make. And it's not your fault if you are someone that's dealing with this. It's not your fault if you are someone that's feeling this way at all. It's not your fault whatsoever. What you can do really is just decide on right here, right now, what you want to be known for or top of mind about. So I say that to say is, with your service-based business, What exactly are you, what is the impact that you are trying to make? And before you answer this, it's not necessarily a tagline. It's not, oh, I help such and such, such and such do this. I am looking at the overall long-term goal for this. Why did you get into this business? Why did you launch this brand? What was that meaningful impact that you wanted to make when you first started? What ran through your mind then as to why you got into this? What was that personal experience that shifted your mindset to say, I need to start this? What was that experience on that job of you utilizing your skills to say, you know what, I am spending all of my time doing this here for work that does not really light me up, but I know my skills could be utilized in this space doing this work. Go back to those moments and really reflect and say, why did you decide to launch the brand of business that you're launching now and have now? And how can you incorporate that into your content right now? How can you incorporate that experience? How can you start telling that story? How can you start connecting with people on that level of, here's what I went through and here's the shift that I made, and this is why I've launched the brand of business today. That right there can really shift the way that you build awareness around your brand, the way that you drive business, because your content is not caught up in a trend. It's not caught up in something viral worthy. It is true organic value from the place and lens of your story, your unique perspective, and you will find yourself getting out of this content creation game because now you're tackling it from a lens of, this is who I want to be, who I want to show up. This is what I want to be top of mind for, right? Or what I want to be known for. So now you're tackling content creation not from the lens of, this is what's going to be trendy and viral worthy, versus this is what's going to connect with people and get people and really start sparking a transformation in people, and really start shifting people, and really start delivering value, true value to people. So I truly hope that this helped. Why most solopreneurs get caught up in content creation mode. One, they don't really understand the purpose for content creation for the business. It is to drive for the business. Content is an awareness generating activity, and it's there to build perception, drive business, but not in the way in which you think so. Two, content creation for most of us solopreneurs happen because we're not clear, or we get caught up in content creation and we're just creating any type of content because we're not clear on what that awareness journey should look like for our audience. And three, we tend to be in a battle of the impact that we want to actually make versus what we see on social media. So that clashes, and it prevents us from actually showing up as our authentic, true selves, delivering true value from the lens of our perspective, our personal experience, or just our story in general. So I truly hope that this helped. If it did, leave a comment and let me know what part of this actually spoke to you, and what part of this you find that you are dealing with yourself, for sure. This is part one of the Content Made Simple and Sustainable series. I cannot wait to continue on with this series. There is so much more value that is awaiting you. So definitely subscribe so that you can catch the notification for when I go live next time for the series, but also just to catch up on my old videos or older videos here on the YouTube channel. I am Natasha Tony, content strategist and consultant for solopreneurs. I am here to help you incorporate sustainable strategies within your business and become top of mind to the audience that you want to serve. This is the Content Made Simple and Sustainable series, part one. I can't wait to catch you here next Thursday, 7 p.m. for the next part of this video. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.